Hey, welcome. So, in this training, you're going to learn exactly how to build your first AI agent in Claude, a full setup start to finish without having any no coding experience. So, end of this time together, you will know exactly what is that agent means and how do you build for your own business or maybe for your personal exactly, and how to achieve that exactly the goals of the agent, right? So you may be doing a lot of things today, repetitive work, and how you're using AI maybe for some assistance, but the agent is a completely different game which actually make completely transformational work for you if you know how to build it. So in this training, end of this training, you will actually be able to do it. All you require is, maybe I'm just going to show with Claude, but you can also do with other chat, GPT, Gemini, and many other things. So let's dive in now. What is this agent? And if you don't know me, my name is Prashant. I've been working on AI for last 4 years. I've worked on lots of projects, and I'm teaching more of AI and decision making. So follow me for more content around this. So now let's dive in. First and foremost, let's understand what is this agent, right? So first, let me break the misconception. There is a lot of talk about the agents. I'm sure you would have heard. But what is that exactly? The first one is, everyone talks about agents, but most people assume it's for developers. But that's not true. You don't need to be an expert in coding. You don't need to even know any software or anything. All that is you don't need to write a single line of code to build a useful agent in Claude, especially in many other things also. But not only that, there is another misconception people have, is that what is an agent means that it's only a single agent. No, there is a multiple types of things. You can just deploy a single agent, which we are going to cover in this video. But agents is multi-agent systems exist, agentic workflows exist. These are multiple things which I am planning to cover in the other videos. But right now, let's understand one agent which can help you. So what is this agent now? That's a key question, right? There is, I've been using AI, but what is this agent? If that is a question you have versus what you are using. Now, there are three distinct things that make it an agent. I'm sure everyone is using AI, but most of you are using AI as an assistance, but the agent is much different. And what is that agent which makes it different? Its first one is, every agent has a clear goal. That means there is something repeatable job the agent owns, not a vague helper where in a general typical where you go and ask a chat GPT, okay, can you write a content, or can you make an email better, or can you do research for this. That's a one instruction and there is a one output. But again, next time if you want to do, you have to do the same thing. But an agent is not like that. There is some repeatable activity exists where you give a clear goal and the agent job is to perform that goal. It's not a vague helper. That's the one thing. Second one is, agent also, to accomplish that goal, right, it needs to connect to many other things. It can search a research website, it can access your own Excel sheets, or it can do many things like the data of your CRM or whatever you are giving access, so that whenever that gets updated, agent can read that and agent can process that, agent can give you the output. So agent can be connected to multiple tools so that it can access that to complete that job. And so third one is, the agent needs to have a system prompt. This is very important. That means instructions that define how a Claude agent I'm talking, how it should behave. So think of agent just like a somebody you are hiring, right? You want to hire a call center executive, you want to hire some kind of an inside salesperson, or you want to hire a marketing research person. Now these people are given a certain job. Exactly what is their input, what is their output, what is that exactly they have access to, and they have to do that job. And the agent is no different. And many times the agents are given actual names so that they can do that complete thing. So voice agents are there, inside tele agents are there, website agents are there. So all these agents are supposed to do a complete job. That's the most important thing. Now we are talking about Claude here. I will show you, but the same Claude, if you have used a Claude, it is the same thing, but only thing is it's a different setup, right? typical Claude you have used or chat GPT, a question answer machine, no fixed role, no persistent memory. It starts fresh every time you ask. Of course, some of the AI assistants in the chat, they have the memory, but still it doesn't have a complete understanding. It doesn't do a job unless you ask them to do every time. On the other hand, an agent is, there is a clear instruction is given. Every day morning you have to do this, every week you have to do this, or when this gets updated you have to update me, just like you have done to an employee or something like that. When a call comes, you must perform this. So agent is given a role with instruction, a defined job, the right tools in behavior rules, and the memory that persists. That means it knows everything what it has done. So again, the example is employee, a very studious employee, I would say, who is supposed to do the exact job what he has to do. So that's the role of an agent. And how do you do the agent? That's the step 0. There are 5 steps, I would say. The first step is before you touch anything, before you think of doing agent, you got to choose one job your agent will own. What is that one job in your work which you are doing regularly, but you want that maybe if someone had in your work, you could have given that, delegated that work. So you got to define that one job so that you can actually have someone and give him that complete instructions so that he can do on his own. And that is the kind of a role you can define for agent. So that's where to answer this, what is that one repeatable job you want this agent to do every time, same way. So if you can answer this, then you have found a real work for agents. Now the biggest mistake most people make is building a general assistant. Again, I just need somebody who can answer me anything. No, that's not going to be an agent. That's an assistant. That's just a chat with extra steps. Don't do that mistake. So the best thing is, I would say, I will show you now, is simple thing is research agent, right? Now you may be in a business, you may be a competitor or market research you are doing, or you may be someone who is doing a general research of a topic. Every day you have to do some research, or every week. Now this is you go to a website, you search, you visit many things and collate. If that's a research job, I'm just giving you, I will show you some other agents we built, a lot of things, but this is one just for example, a most universally useful agent that shows up every concept clearly. So we will name this very clear thing as a research agent for our example. So what are the 5 steps here? 30 minutes is all I said, it can take much less also. The 5 steps is, first one is you got to create a project in the Claude, which I will show you. The project in the Claude, it's not an assistant, just a project. Once you create a project, as you can see in the Claude, you can easily see that I have created a lot of projects here. So there is a deal piloting, LinkedIn driven. These are the projects actually we are creating. So you can create a project. What I would say is AI human decision making project research. So that's the project I would say. So this project is to help do the work on AI versus human decision making research. So this is, I'm just creating a project, right? This is just a couple of minutes, it will create the project. So it is not a complete work. So we have developed this project. Now the second, which is very important step of the agent, is turn on the right tool. Sometimes you got to turn on the right tools for agent. So I may want to do web searching, means I may want to turn on the web search tool, or if I want to access certain Excel sheets, I may have to turn on that tool to my access Google Drive sheet, or if I want to access some other software, I need to do that, or a video, different applications. So which we will see that what is that. So you got to find out what tools you require for this agent to perform. Now the third one is the most important, which is what I call as a system prompt. Write the system prompt. Now what is the system prompt? The system prompt is one which tells exactly the agent what is that it should perform with a detailed instruction. Just like when someone joins you and you're going to give him the complete instructions, right? This job requires you to do all these things. What are the do's, what are the don'ts? So that's the main work for you. And then there is a context file also we say, which is like what is it about agent. I just give a brief description so on the agent when I created a project, but what exactly this agent is doing, what's his role, what are the things he must do. And this is another file we create and test and run. That's all it requires, and we will see each of these things. So the key thing is, as I said, system prompt step is the one that matters most, and once you get that right, everything falls in place. So let's see all these things. Now, as I said, set the project. We have created the project, name it research agent AI and tech. So I'm going to turn on the right tools. So enable web search. So in this project, when I say generally the research, I want to enable certain tools. So let us see how do I enable. This is what actually separates from static assistant to an agent that gets current information, right? Maybe I want to give some docs itself. I don't want to basically enable web search, but I can upload certain docs I have. So it has to do the research on that itself. That is also possible. So most of my agents earlier I have created like that. If I see the deal pilot, what I showed, I have uploaded a lot of documents. So for example, some of the projects. So this is the project I have. So right now we will see that, but let's see my earlier agents like LinkedIn revenue system. Now here if you see, I have created lots of documents which I have uploaded for agent to do, and I have given these instructions, right? This is the system prompt instruction I have given, which I will share you, and then the memory is something which is only what it is basically I have given these things. This is where the I can instruct what it has to do these things. Now let us go to our AI versus human decision making. Now here what I am going to do is to see if there are more instructions, and I can do some of these things, right? What are the files if I need to keep the files, and I need to give the instructions. So right now I don't have to actually connect any tools because I'm going to give a very simple instructions for this. So let me go to the next step where I want to share you. So enable the web search. I don't need because that Claude directly does that. So now the next important thing is, as I said, the system prompt is the agent's operating manual. So what is that system prompt? Now the system prompt has multiple steps. The first one is the role, who it is for, what it is and what it is not. This is where it is very important to have. And the second one is a workflow, the steps it should follow in order. So there are lots of steps. If I want to do a research on, in my case, what I said is AI versus human decision making. So I want it to research exactly some of the websites where this topic is there, and I want to shortlist certain topics and give me 5 topics every week or every day. So that's what it does. Maybe I can do it as a lead agent. It can do a website research and give me some websites, or maybe it is something like I can do an agent which is like do a research of competitor products. So I can define anything of the research wise. Now the output, how the output has to be given, the exact structure every time. So I will define that, and any constraints, right? I don't want the website, the agent to do search some of the sites which is not required, or it should do these websites it should not visit, or not cover these topics. So all those things I can give the exact rules. So the key thing is 4 ingredients, define them once, and then everything gets taken care, right? So again, the rules that matter, 4 rules that keep agents very honest. You've got to make sure that the rules are very important. So never pad the output with filler. That means it's always 3 good findings beat 5 weak ones. So just like you are telling your employee, do not just try to fill the thing. Like I need 5 research topics, research every day. If it doesn't find, no problem. You just give me 2. But just because I have told you 5, don't give. There are other constraints it has to follow. Always flag information. So that means if there are, maybe in my topic again, older than 6 months, I don't want to. So tell that. If sources are weak, say so. That means if there are some research topics are not very clear, or the sources are very weak, they are not very reviewed, then they can always tell. every answer with a stated confidence. Again, what is the confidence level? So as I said, this is for a research of my topics, but for your agent, you got to find out what are the rules it should follow, right? The rules make very important. Now the AI doesn't know what rules you have. So rules remove ambiguity. The agent can't drift from the job because the boundaries are explicit. Again, think about an employee. What is that he must do? How you are setting him the rules, how the setting him the instructions. So that becomes very important. So let us see now what is that system prompt looks like. I have created this system prompt here. As you see here, this is a complete system prompt. You are a daily research briefing agent. Your job is to high academic paper, so you are not a general assistant. What's your role? What's the strategy you need to run? Daily brief, human decision making. That's the thing I am doing. So it has to give these papers what it studies, repeat each paper, today's pattern, one to watch. So all these rules I am making very clear, and what I will do now is to copy these things. And once I copy this, I can go here into my Claude. And then here is my instructions, right? This is what I am going to give the proper instructions. I'm going to save these instructions. Now this is where I have saved the instructions, and now the system prompt is done. Now the second thing is the persistent memory. Now here is where the context file. This is how your agent knows you. Projects don't have automatic memory, but uploaded file that persists every conversation, that it is better. So it's a memory you control. So this is where you talk about me and focus areas. What are the standards, what are the original, contrarian, all these things you are going to specify. So this is like, you can also update this, because maybe after a month your agent is performing and you want to actually do something else. You can always focus shifts, edit this and upload, the agent adjusts. So no configuration, you can always do these things. So the persistent memory is very important. So in my case, I have certain persistent memory like this. What I call as a about me, human versus a decision making agent, stay current, academic. So all these things I have kept it. I am particularly interested in algorithm standards, ignore. So as you see, the context file is very important to keep. So I will go here and what I am going to do is, in this first, when I said, I am going to put this very clearly. So this becomes extremely important, that now I have saved this. So now the agent is almost ready for it. Now I can actually ask this agent to perform. So now the third thing is to run test, right? Does it stay in the role? Does it use the web search when it should? Does the output make the format? So if the test fails, don't rebuild, edit, find the instruction that should have caught and make it more explicit. That's very important. Sometimes what is happening you don't know, means you can always change the system file and improve it. So what changes after 1 week? Again, after 30 minutes, whatever you are spending on research reduced to 3 minutes now. You stop asking vague questions, clear requests, get best output. And then you start building second agent or another repeatable. The context file becomes invaluable because now you know everything very clearly what is happening. And the best thing is these agents, you build a multiple agents and these agents can actually be connected so that the agents will start working there. So that's what we did now. We will review how this is working. Now build it today. So what I am telling is whatever I showed you, you can easily build this. You can show how to build the system prompt, how to build the context file. You can again ask the Claude to do it for you, or you do the research and do that. So let us see what is that. Now that we have built this agent, we can also test it, right? So I want to do, so now I can always share this agent to anybody if I want. So if I have a team plan, so that is something even I don't have. So let's go with start a chat to keep conversation. Okay. So now help me with 5 latest topics. So I'm just giving you the quick thing. So this is now AI human decision making research. It is already doing, I have already given, I just need to tell this, and as you see, it is doing the exact research, it is running the code, and it does completely, it will do the job, what is the, I have told the job to do. So let us say it will take couple of minutes to do this. Now the key question what I wanted to make sure is that what is important to do is in any agent, whether you are building a agent of using the AI, or even we have built agents, let me show you something on the voice agents, right? That is one of the very big work we do, which is we have some of the voice agents where we do the same thing. Like here is an agent I have built using the voice, and here I do the same thing. I give a role, I give the workflow, all these things I give this, and I can use an AI as a voice agent. So this is again, it's a separate platform, not on the Claude, it's using the Gemini, but the same thing I can use this as a voice agent, and it will do the voice work. So the agents, the end goal is very clear. I have to give it a job, and the agent job thing is to perform the job. And my research to return the cache snapshot behind life, so I could not confirm paper, it is telling. I already have a solid abstract. So it is giving some of the things I need to go through, paper 2 of 5, paper 3 of 5. As you see here, um, so it gave me everything, what's the confidence level, what's the medium confidence, all 5 people are verified. So like this it gave me. But as I said, there are different projects I have. Let's say this deal pilot king, where I use for one of my project, how do I basically get some content. So I use this deal pipe for building even some of the carousels or LinkedIn content, and I just generally say this, hook engineers, I give a topic and it creates like this. So different things, I can create a agent for creating what I call it's, something more on the launch studio is another agent we have created, where it helps me to create a complete launch of a product, right? So it can, I just have to give the instructions and it can create a launch of a product. So like this, there are a lot of agentic scope is available to build and connect these multiple agents, which I'm going to cover. So that's the thing I wanted to cover on this. So what I want is you to help me to see how was the video. Leave a comment for me, and what is that one video you want to do, and if you want to follow more and learn more about AI, how to deploy AI in your work to actually improve your own decision making and get more things done, then follow me, and I will be sharing a lot more on this. And leave a comment what is the best thing you learned, and when you are building, what kind of agent you want to build, share in this. Thank you.